What is up, YouTube knife community? Back again. Today, guys, we got another spydierat video. But don't fast forward to the end. Let me hear me out. There's a story that goes along with this one. Um, in my last spydierat video where I finished 6 knives, uh, a guy named, well, this is what he goes by on Instagram. It's TMC15117XX. He had reached out to me and wanted a spydierat. He wanted me to buy the knife, mod it, and he gave me the specifics. And it happened to be this blue knife right here. Okay, so I got all the work done, shipped it out to him, and I'd shipped out 6 of them, and everybody was getting them about the same time, and everybody was talking about how much they liked them and all this, So everything was going good. And then Thomas, I hope you don't mind me using your first name, buddy, but Thomas reached out the day he got his, and he's like, "Hey, brother, I got the spydierat, checking it out." And he said, right out of the box, I've noticed that it has a couple issues, and it took me by surprise because I've had so much good feedback with these and all that. So at first I was thinking, okay, I really didn't believe it at first, but I heard him out, and he was telling me that it had some lock rock. I think it had blade play too. Well, yeah, it did have blade play, and the lockup was a little late. Well, on a lot of these rats, lockup is late. Nothing I can do about that. But the lock rock and the blade play certainly, I could have done something about that. So I told him to ship me the knife back, and when I got it, I would fix it because I've got a bunch of extra parts for these rat ones, and I told him I would put something together and make it right. So then, I got to thinking about it a little more, and I thought, yeah, I wouldn't want a knife that somebody pieced together. So I reached back out and told him, I was like, man, I'm going to go ahead and order you a new knife. As soon as I get it, I'll start the mods, and then I'll just keep the one that you're shipping back. So everything was gravy. And in the meantime, he reached out and he decided he wanted to change the scales to purple, and he asked me if I could put a mirrored edge on it. Of course, no problem whatsoever. Normally I would charge extra for the mirrored edge, but he had to pay to ship his knife back, so it's all on me. So when I got the knife, I was real curious. I was like, okay, this thing, I've never had this happen. So what's the deal? So I got it, opened it up. Sure enough, right out of the box, blade play, lock rock, terrible, terrible. So what I did was I took the knife apart, and I think something was off with the lock bar geometry, but whatever. The knife wasn't functional. So how did I miss it? That's a good question. I asked myself that. He asked me that. So the only thing I can figure is I got in a hurry whenever I was reassembling the knives, and I was more worried about the action than the lock rock and the blade play, and I may not have checked his. Hopefully, I checked the others. That's what this video is about. It's about his new knife, and I'm wanting to let everybody know, if you have gotten a modded knife from me, or whatever, even if we trade knives or I sell you a knife or whatever happens, if you're not happy with it, guys, please, please, please reach out and let me know. Without him doing this, I had tunnel vision just getting shit done and getting them shipped out and all that. And, now I'm going to spend a little more time with checking the knives out before I send them out, and checking them when they come in, because that's another thing. I think maybe that knife had issues from the factory, and I didn't notice it, because I remember when I got all those knives in, I threw them out on the table and I started taking them apart, and I was putting them in separate Altoids tins and all that, and keeping all the parts separate. So I don't know if I inspected all of them thoroughly out of the box from the factory. So anyway, enough said about that, guys. And please, guys, don't bash Thomas down in the comments about this or anything like that. He was in the right. He's been very patient, a super nice guy to deal with. I look forward to being his friend. We're still talking, all that. Everything's gravy. He was in the right, and I'm glad he did this. So this is his old knife. The only part that I took off of it to put on this was the clip, just to save a little bit of time. So that's his knife. We're not going to talk, or that's his old knife. We're not going to talk anymore about that. So as I said, first knife was blue. He wanted purple on this one, a deep purple. So that's what he got. There's the clip. Like I said, I took it off the old knife. There's nothing wrong with it. Looks good, matches. Liners has been acid stone washed as always. Barrel spacers, took them to a bronze. Heat ano, looks good. Here's the blade. It's been oiled up. It's ready to go back. This one is in D2. And there is the mirrored edge. It does still have a few scratches on it. This is my version of a mirrored edge at the moment. I think it came out great. The action on this one is smooth. It's going to take some breaking in. It flips great and all that good stuff. So just an awesome knife. And I'm glad that he reached out to me. I really am glad that he reached out to me. I'd hate to think that that anybody wouldn't want to reach out and have things fixed, because whatever it takes, I'm willing to fix it. You know, if I mess up a knife of yours, outside of the Spidey Rats, whatever, you know, if you hire me to do your knife and I screw it up, I'm going to make it right. If I have to buy you a new knife, if I have to give you one of my knives, whatever it takes, I'll fix it. So please, guys, if you've ordered something from me in the past, or you order anything from me in the future, if you have any issues, please let me know. Please. I will fix it. But today, guys, that's all I've got. Thomas, man, thank you so much for being patient. And I really appreciate you reaching out and us coming to a resolution on this. It's been a pleasure dealing with you, my friend. I look forward to dealing with you more in the future. Guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you hadn't. Hit that like button. Leave me a comment. Let's get a conversation started. Until the next one, guys, I'll see you. Thanks.